Hello everyone and now welcome to a game. This is going to be between RichApM and Eightyfour going up against RaZeR and ArminvB. And don't really know too much about the players, but we do know that this is a 2v2 map called Synergy. If it looks like the map is divided as a mirror, it is because, well, both both Eightyfour and RichApM has spawned as the yellow undead. So it is going to be undead going up against orc undead over here off to the north. You do have this, well, common location, common ground that you are defending, which makes it difficult for 2v2 strategy or a 2v1 fight to actually occur inside a base. You have the option to try and protect your opponent as well. Orc burrow here, maybe even eventually another orc burrow off over here. And what this will do is, well, you are dang it, did not mean to zoom in. Now it feels like everything is just so awfully close. Okay, come on, zoom back. Can I zoom back out? It seems closer than it should be, but maybe this is just the standard positioning. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down. I'm doing all right. It's actually a little bit warm in Southern California today. A bit of a heat wave. Santa Ana winds or what a high pressure system is coming over. It's not even 7 o'clock in the morning yet here, and it is currently 76 or 77 degrees, about 25 degrees Celsius for any of you guys who are, well, on the metric system, which I believe many of you are since you guys are watching at this time of day. 25 degrees at, well, not even 7 in the morning. Anyways, let's go ahead and break in the winter. Anything. Let's go ahead and break things down here. Farseer and Crypt Lord now making its way back out here from London. So jealous of the weather. Well, it's going to be a high of I think the forecasted high is about 90. So I don't know what that is. But yeah, it's going to be fairly warm. Definitely t-shirt and shorts weather, as the Farseer now going to go ahead and make a move out across the map. One interesting thing to note is that we are going to be looking at a large number of undead players. So what does that mean? It means that the hero nuking is really only going to be effective against a Farseer if there is too many Death Knights. We are looking at, well, Spirit Wolves trying to make their way back out. Well, both sides already have one Crypt Fiend, Nerubian Tower now getting added up. Farseer going to try to get in some damage, perhaps finish off a Ziggurat before it ends up finishing, and that would be a very big deal indeed, as the Ziggurat is already down to 120 hit points and it is dropping very quickly. Are the Acolytes going to be able to make it over and stop it, or is there going to be a cancellation? Oh, a beautiful stop right there, nicely done by Arminventory B or ArminvB to force a Ziggurat cancellation. We're going to be looking at 84 sitting at 20 over 20 supply a little bit longer, being forced to build up a new Ziggurat as well. All right, transitioning away, we are looking at some creeping. We are looking at a Crypt Lord first going and a Death Knight first coming in from the Undead duo. Meanwhile, it is going to be a Crypt Lord off over here by RaZeR and quickly setting up an expansion. Headhunters also being brought over to add in a little bit of bonus damage as well. Nicely played here. Arm does need to back away with that one Headhunter. It gets taken out. Well, a little bit of a split-second delay there. Not controlling his own units, perhaps not having team control units there. Meanwhile, Farseer is still down off to the south here, getting a little bit of experience, but most of that experience going towards his partner. Actually, I wonder if a Headhunter is away from the action and kills a unit. Oh, there's a free experience right there getting that. If a Headhunter is away from his hero, gets the kill, but his partner is there, who gets the experience? I don't know that in a 2v2. Yes, this is a 2v2 matchup, as the units are now making their way back down. All right, Crypt Lord, Death Knight now pushing their way off to the north. Farseer, barely any experience. Both of these units just shy of level 2. That will be a very big deal, as we are looking at Blight coming across as well. Coming around and down from the ArminvB. All right, that's, I don't know, when you capitalize the B like that, then it just makes it look like it's trying to be its own syllable. Anyways, Headhunter now trying to back away once more. Still more pressure coming back in as we're looking at level 2 on both of the undead heroes for the southern side. A big impale across multiple units there. There's a Death Coil for the potential save, but it may not be enough as another impale goes across multiple Headhunters. Apparently, everyone is getting lined up to get impaled as we're going to look at a Headhunter perhaps try and get away. Is it going to be able to do exactly that as the units are now trying to retreat back once more? Back down to the south here. Headhunter after Headhunter falling back into that retreating mode. There goes one Headhunter. More damage getting added up. Death Knight taking a little bit of damage as the Farseer trying to rack up a little bit more. And we're going to see some skeletal minions getting taken out as well. Farseer, well, inching his way over to level 2. WarCraft looking to back away as the Death Knight, well, going after more of these Headhunters as well. All right, yellow units versus green units, trying to keep track of all of the things that are going on. And, well, where are those Crypt Fiends going to be going? Both sides of the undead army going for mass Crypt Fiends. Difficult to tell whose is whose, but it doesn't really matter as we see Death Coils as another Impale now comes in. All right, that one Crypt Fiend now looking to back away once more. It looks as though this Crypt Fiend could get taken down. 1 or 2 more shots is all that is needed, and it does in fact get taken down. Beetle trying to get into position there. More Beetles popping up out of the ground here. Another low hit point. Crypt Fiend could get taken out here as this Crypt Lord is sitting at level 3. I believe it went for the level, it went for level 2 Beetles instead of level 2 Impale, and those Beetles are just going to add up even more damage again. There goes another Death Coil, saving that Crypt Fiend there, who is now down to 218 hit points, trying to back away. Spirit Wolves showing back up onto the fight here. The Spirit Wolves have been eating Crypt Fiends for so long, and there goes another cancellation once more. No experience for the Farseer, but the Crypt Fiends are getting still taken out. All right, crazy battles still happening down over here to the south. Both sides are trying to do a bit of mining. Thank you for the subscription, PJ Nom Nom Nom, as the Crypt Lord now coming back in from the north again. All right, Crypt Lord looking to put in more damage, trying to go after that Crypt Fiend. However, the presence of the Lich with Frost Nova could greatly push back this attack here as all the units heading back off to the north. I'm not going to get an answer, it seems like. Do you like the map, by the way? It's an interesting one. I'm still trying to figure out the map, to be honest. And the map is really just built for a lot of team action. Because of all of the action, because of the close or the exact same spawning locations, you are forced to play into a 2v2 strategy where you and your partner really need to work together. The choke points are rather wide, allowing for less congestion in a 1v1 game, but it almost seems to be, it needs to be this wide in a 2v2 game. Otherwise, melee units would just absolutely get stuck. We are looking at a large number, if you're looking at it across here, a large number of Headhunters and a large number of Crypt Fiends. Ghouls are actually going to be thrown in to try and deal with these Crypt Fiends here, so as we could be getting into a potential creep jack here. All right, we're going to see an Impale. Yes, there's an Impale. A little bit of damage being added in. Farseer does have Chain Lightning. Going to go ahead and bounce around some additional damage. There goes another Impale off to the other side again, as well the yellow team is trying to set up their own expansion as well. No haunting of the gold mine as of yet. Both sides still pushing back and forth. Beautiful Death Coil coming in from the yellow team, followed by a Roar. That Roar represents a very large amount of damage as the Lich now, well, tries to pull back again. All right, the yellow team with that Roar gonna will have a little bit of an advantage here, but will it translate out onto the field as the Headhunters and Headhunter Skeletal Minions, Dark Ranger coming in from the yellow side here. So the Dark Ranger, as I believe a second hero, another Impale coming across, only getting 2 Headhunters, but still enough as the Farseer hasn't been able to get that much mana, and now that Roar really has made its presence known, trying to finish off more and more of those units. Units are retreating back here. Yellow Crypt Lord is not going to be able to finish off that many more units. And as I say that, it looks as though it's maybe able to finish off one more. Does it have Boots of Speed? Yes, it has the ability to catch up to those units. And there goes another Headhunter as well. All right, green being forced to retreat back. Are we going to get a Death Coil off on that unit? Oh, one more shot, and the Skeletal Minion pops out of the ground. Dark Ranger at level 2 now. Meanwhile, back off to the north, we are getting up a Death Knight taking to tier 3. Stronghold here, Tauren Chieftain going to get added in as well. And who has the stronger heroes? Undead is known to have very strong heroes, as we all know, as we are going into a Crypt Lord third. Is it Black Citadel? And no, Black Citadel versus Halls of the Dead. I never realized how close they looked like each other.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh, no, it's that little bit top moon thing. But you can't really tell from this window here at all. Anyways, all right. Crypt Fiends now making their way back down. We are looking at, well, 2 or 3 base play coming in from both sides. Farsi are going to go ahead and clear out. Is this 1v1? No, it is not. Green has, well, orc units and Green has orc units and undead units. As we're going to look at the Crippler trying to finish off this haunted gold mine before it gets up and running. This is a very big deal there. Here, is it going to be able to try and escape? Yes, there is the escape there, but a big impale coming across all of these units once again. Scroll of Town Portal forced. RaZeR really overstayed his welcome. He should have really used that Scroll of Town Portal much earlier. Knowing that he was going to be able to take down that haunted gold mine, ended up losing a couple of Crypt Fiends in that engagement. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain now going after the Berserk Elemental and Berserk Elemental off to the side here. Tauren Chieftain, is that a Fountain of Health? How come he's not regenerating? Oh, he is regenerating hit points. There we are. No animation to show that so far. All right, a lot of stunning going on. The Sea Elementals are actually, well, medium armor. Scroll of Speed now being used right there. We're going to go ahead and get up to level 2. Going to try and finish off this last Sea Elemental. And using the Fountains of Health to try and gain in a little bit more healing. This is going to give Green a major advantage. By being able to heal units out of combat. What do we have on the top right? It is, well, a marketplace with a war golem, lightning reverend, and 1 apprentice wizard, just because, well, to round out all of those units. It won't Kobe or Shaq. Well, Shaq is just a dominant large guy, right? I mean, Kobe is very talented, but I think he's talented because of it. But he's talented, but he has an incredible work ethic. I don't think I'll ever be a beastly. I am never ever gonna be a beastly human being, giant 7'6", or however tall he is. But to teach my kids about the work ethic of Kobe, as opposed to saying, well, if you are gifted physically, then you are going to succeed in life. That's not quite the lesson I want to teach. This camp, oh, this camp has a rune of speed. All right, did not. Why would you have a rune of speed? But anyways, I guess it makes more sense than a rune of health at a fountain of health. All right, well, there's my typical double sneeze. Death Knight now making its way over here to the bottom right. Are they going to be able to clear out, or is the yellow army going to catch them? That is going to be the question. As well, Lich Death Knight, double Crypt Lord all the way. Dark Ranger are going to be pushing in a lot of pressure. Death Knight of Gengar, which also known as RichApM, is going to have plenty of mana in these upcoming fights here. All right, in comes a possible engagement. All of a sudden, RaZeR going to be forced to try and back away. Does he have a Scroll of Town Portal? Yes, he does. It is on the Crypt Lord. Going to quickly try and use it there. There's a Death Coil. Not going to be able to save his Crypt Fiend there, as 2 Crypt Fiends are lost in that engagement. Stealing of the remainder of the creep camps, and really Yellow has been doing a great job keeping his units together, which is normally a great thing. However, the split side to all of this is that, well, there's a rune of healing. The split side to this is that it's giving the Orc army the opportunity to clear out very difficult creep camps without getting pressured. And meanwhile, we are seeing the same thing happening here, but we know what happens when the Tauren Chieftain gets very high on level, and we see a Kagar's Pipe of Insight. That is an absolute, crazy item right there. What item will be dropped on the other side here? Potion of Invulnerability, not going to be it. Here's the dragon. What does he drop? I can't see. All right, what hero has it? Oh, it's a Kagar's Pipe of Insight as well. And it's being... No, I was going to say, if it was left behind, that would be absolutely devastating. Bottom left-hand side marketplace has already been cleared up. Top right-hand side marketplace, really the only major creep camp to be had left. As we're looking at this army, Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 3. Gloves of Haste doesn't have that much mana. Farseer could come across here, perhaps get some damage onto all of these units and stop a little bit of lumber harvesting right there. All right, there's a Purge. Chain Lightning bouncing around as we see a quick tactical retreat to try and head back out. That's exactly what RaZeR needed to be doing, forcing and buying a little bit of time. Level 3 still on that Tauren Chieftain, top right-hand side of the map. Death Knight perhaps going to clear out this Lightning Reverend War Golem creep camp. And that is pretty much going to be it for the major creep camps on the map. Overall supply count 5768 going up against 59 and 71. So army sizes are about the same. Coming across here as we see more, well, Chain Lightning coming back across. Death Knight sitting only at level 2, really wants to get to level 3 here. Where is, well, the Crypt Lord is already back to the side here. Death Knight not going to get to level 3. Lich does get to level 2, and we'll see what other additional items will be dropped down. Now, at this point, there is not that many other places on the map, that many points of interest, so to speak. We are looking at this center gold mine, this center gold mine here. The last gold mines are actually in the middle of the map, past the middle of the map, facing either the wrong direction. So this is where the next couple of battles should be. You can see that this gold mine, the opening actually faces to yellow, even though it's a slightly more on green side. By positioning it this way, the players are going to be forced to fight in, well, rather uncomfortable situations if they try and establish that expansion. No Wood has a random fountain. Yep, that is true. All right. Farseer, 2-2 upgrades. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 4 now. Level 2 Endurance Aura going to represent a big damage bonus. True Shot Aura on the Crypt Lord representing a big damage bonus as well. All right, the items seem to be pretty much everywhere. True Shot Aura, well, Endurance Aura, Unholy Aura. The army is going to be moving fast, attacking quickly, and having plenty of mana for days, as both sides have Khadgar's Pipe of Insight. All right, smoking gives you mana. I don't know if that's the lesson that Blizzard wants to be teaching, but we'll see how what all of this translates to in just a little bit. Obsidian statues here, destroyers. It can be, we've seen maps before where the building positioning is random. Circle of Fallen Heroes? Yeah, one of the best maps out there from the map community pool, making it for interesting engagements, having to adapt your strategy every time. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into this fight now. All right, it looks like, well, green is trying to get into a proper position. An army of abominations are already making their way over. No upgrades. There's 79 over 90 supply compared to 57. Orc doesn't have that large of an army, and I am surprised by that, as we're going to see a little bit of purging going on once more. Spirit Wolves are going to try and dive on in again. There is some more Nerubian towers going to get added across as well. And now in comes some abominations. All right, in comes some damage, and that was some Devour Magic, I believe. Yeah, some Devour Magic already going through. Army going to try and engage here. There's Scroll of Speed, more Devour Magic, impales across the board. Chain Lightning coming across as well, as we are now going into Berserker Rage. Berserker Rage, Tauren Chieftain now in the stomp right here, and well, I need to turn off the health bars just so I can see what's happening as both sides are fighting their way through. More Impale coming across the back here. Damage is starting to, well, no, everyone's scrolls still pretty much in the green, as we have Obsidian statues and massive healing scrolls. All right, more battle. There's some more Impales. Just things are getting popped up into the air, drop back down. RaZeR are going to be ending up losing some units into the ground here in just a second, as there are a number of dead abominations. All right, level 3 now on the Death Knight. More Impale popping up again. And who is winning out on this battle? Oh, major damage across the backside here. A bunch of dead Berserkers, as we saw the Frost Nova Impale just start to eat through that slowly but surely. Tauren Chieftain very low on mana, unable to throw down any more stomps in that front position. Death Knight could be in trouble. Death Knight has a potion of invulnerability. Doesn't matter, as he gets taken down as well. All right, RichApM now being forced to retreat back here. Green has lost the Death Knight. I believe there is more kills as well. That was a ridiculous battle coming across here. And now 42 supply and 64 supply. So what is that? 106 going up against 43 and 61. So 104. Overall, supply seems to be about even. And, well, it may come down to hero level and mana. The Crypt Lord having Khadgar's Pipe of Insight and a Pendant of Energy enabled for a large amount of mana here. Why don't we see an Impale? An Impale would work out fairly well to try and get that kill off there. One Obsidian statue being left behind in the dust. All right. crazy battle just trying to figure out what was happening here. The fact that the Tauren Chieftain doesn't have a pipe of insight, that may be one of the problems. Cryptlord is now sitting at level 5, does have a potion of mana, perhaps giving the True Shot aura to the Farseer, so that the Farseer, who is along the backside with all of those headhunters and crypt fiends, will be able to benefit a bit better. All right, Tauren Chieftain now maxed out on mana again. No potions of lesser invulnerability, as we are looking at, well, a burrowed Carrion Beetle scouting out this watchtower location. All right, a swarm of beetles protecting this location as well. Main gold mines have about like 5 minutes of mining left. This is actually the perfect timing to transition and force the players to try and fight in some sort of upcoming battle. Expansion locations are very interesting. You have a very easy one in the middle, and then a very off to the side ones as well. All right. Unit's going to be trying to deal with the potential expansions. Beetles are already making their way over. One watchtower is going to be completed. Death Knight running off to the north here and going to, well, take down this line of peons who are just trying to head back home. Dire Wolves now making their way over here to the bottom right-hand side as well. They're going to be trying to get in some damage. Here we are. Where are they going? They're just hiding over here. They should really be trying to berserk and then engage here, as it looks as though yellow is going to, well, shut down this expansion attempt before it even really gets started. Both sides, 44 supply here, 80 supply here, going up against 71 supply here, and 62. Interesting. Off to the north here, we're looking at, RaMenVB. He is purposely trying to stay in low upkeep to get a little bit more gold from his gold mine. What would also be interesting, thank you for the follow, is if RaZeR actually unsummoned his gold mine and then allowed peons to mine diagonally, because RaZeR is in fact getting under low upkeep. So that's a strategy, something to consider since we are this late into the game. If you really want to try and start banking a large amount of gold and then burst into low upkeep, that is a potential strategy. Every bit of gold that you can keep and hide from taxes is always a good thing. Not that I'm saying that you should do it illegally, but yeah, any way that you're able to protect your investment and keep it more for yourself, well, you can build a larger army. Coming back around here, what's going to happen next? All those acolytes here, yeah, you can unsummon this, take down your own acolytes, and then free up another 4 supply to train up some other units. That could be key. There is still mining going down here as well. Evading taxes, smoking pipes for mana. Yep. Anyways, what are we looking at? Beetles, going after beetles. Plenty of beetles here. Burrowing of beetles. Death and taxes, right? I guess death and taxes. You can evade taxes. You can't evade death in WarCraft 3. Oh, what is this? Undead now bringing in meat wagons and having a pop-up army. That is going to be huge. A shade catching sight of those necromancers, and that is going to be absolutely key as well. I don't see that many destroyers coming in from RaZeR, and I don't see any destroyers whatsoever. There are spirit walkers with disenchant, but the spirit walkers trying to go mass disenchant isn't necessarily the best way to handle all of those handle the necromancers raise undead. Or yeah, that is going to be very, very scary. Shamans trying to purge, not going to work. And the shamans also have bloodlust. But do you want to be using bloodlust when going up against this many destroyers? We are looking at well, I want to say flock or a murder of destroyers. 6 destroyers in the air with that devour magic. Ghouls now to be sacrificed, it looks like, as a clause of attack +5 also being dropped as well. All right, coming back off to the side here. Shadow Wolves getting in some bonus damage, trying to finish things off. There's a couple of burrows as well, preventing any more mining. RaZeR is still mining here, What is going to end up going down? We are finally in low upkeep for the Orc player. And, well, we are in this, well, strange middle portion of the game where no one really wants to make a mistake and isn't choosing to engage just quite yet. Ziggurats are in position here. Meat wagons, part of the yellow team's composition. That is going to be very key. Dark Ranger also having endurance aura as well. That is going to be incredibly important. But I think the big deal is going to be the number of scrolls of healing. As I've said before, if you have a very wide army, well, was that potion of replenishment? If you have wide armies, scrolls of healing are incredibly powerful. It looks like there is 2 scrolls of healing on the yellow side, on that Crypt Lord and on that level 4 Dark Ranger. Meanwhile, how many scrolls of healing do we have here? Tauren Chieftain has 1, Farseer has 1, Crypt Lord has 1, Lich does not have 1. Where does the Death Knight have 1? Yes, he does. All right, so it's 2 scrolls of healing versus 4 scrolls of healing between the 2 sides. Gonna be very important to keep note of. Oh, what is this? This one beetle, or the level 4 Crypt Lord, it doesn't have beetles. It actually has um spiked armor. It has, okay, so I guess no real reason to try and congest the battlefield anymore. Armor on that Crypt Lord could be better. The DK, yeah, the Tauren Chieftain does have an Ankh of Reincarnation, but it doesn't give full mana and full hit points, similar to its actual ultimate ability. So that is going to be the key right there. Are we going to be going into a crazy battle where I have to turn off hit point bars again? 3-2 upgrades on the Berserkers. The Berserkers have a slow attack. The Berserkers with Bloodlust and the Berserker Rage can actually have I believe, a very fast attack rate, and then they'll just be able to focus down so many of their units. The downside on the Berserkers is that their range is considerably smaller. Anyways, where are we going to be going next? All right, Crypt Fiend, Berserkers. We're going to try and engage here in just a moment. Where are we going? Acolytes are also being brought over. Acolytes trying to head over here to the left, and here are the armies ready to go once more. Meat wagons, are they going to be able to, well, bring up a pop-up army? That is the question here. Acolytes going up against the peons, but the Acolytes seem to be working together better. Some of the peons are just off to the side. What is going on here? We're going to be going into an engagement in just a moment, and while peons are not engaging at all, meanwhile, destroyers are trying to engage. They're going to try to back away, and here we are going into that battle. All right, Berserker's going to try to start engaging here. And here we are, Berserker Rage going to go after some of those units. There's an Impale across the north side as we are just in a major battle once more. Destroyers able to focus down those Abominations pretty easily. The Abominations going up against the Destroyers, not in a good spot at all. There's a major Impale across the center as the Lich is taking a large amount of damage. Just thrown up slowly but surely as we're looking at Silence getting cast across the center line as well. All right, there's Healing Wards along the green side as well. Are they going to get taken out? Yes, some of them are getting taken out slowly again. Are we going to see another Healing Ward as we now see Scroll of Speed being applied as well? More Impale popping back up again and again. Who is winning out on this battle? 67 supply for the yellow Eightyfour right there as Impales are coming across. We need to see a Scroll of Healing. That's a lot of low hit point units. There goes an Impale and more dead units again. All right, Frost Nova. All right, we're looking at well, the Tauren Chieftain sitting at, well, 0 hit points. Now it gets taken down. Death Knight could be in trouble. It's going to get taken down. It gets taken down. Chain Lightning bouncing around. Yellow trying to retreat back out. Tauren Chieftain now back out onto the field. There goes a Lich. It's going to get taken down. More Impales, more death, as well as Gengar is going to lose that one Crypt Lord as well. We now see level 6 on the Crypt Lord. Level 6 on the Crypt Lord. Does it go for Locust Swarm? I don't see that just quite as of yet, and the green seems to be pushing out ahead with multiple Scrolls of Healing. Chain Lightning still bouncing around. Tauren Chieftain gets up to level 6, and that is it right there. All right. There was so much going on in that battle, so confusing, trying to figure out who actually had the upper hand. And sometimes you just look at that and we're like, I don't know. As a player in that fight, you can get overwhelmed by the amount of information, looking for the best possible move, and sometimes in those fights, you don't need to make the best possible move. You just need to make a move in general. I've seen some players ask me like, hey, how do you always know what the best move is? Finding the best move comes with experience and time, but indecision is probably one of the worst things in a real-time strategy game. Not not actively choosing what to do or choosing an action because you want to only make the best one. And well, time just passes by, and your opponent who makes a less efficient move but makes more of them could come out ahead. Anyways, a crazy battle between the two there. I really think it was the scrolls of healing and that healing ward in that back line that really made such a difference, allowing for the healing, the scroll of healing to negate some of those impales and frost novas on RaZeRs and ArminvB's army. I think there was 4 scrolls of healing coupled with that healing ward, and I really thought that the double undead army, positioned as it was with the destroyers on top of the abominations outside of the range of the berserkers. I thought they had better positioning, but that just wasn't, even with better positioning, couldn't really come ahead in that fight just because of all of the healing items that we saw. Eventually, all the potions of invulnerability, whittled away. The chain lightning of the Farseer at level 5 really started just bouncing around, finding the targets and uh, being able to like highlight a bunch of low hit point heroes. And it was really that first death knight, that first fall, that pushed all of the other heroes up higher, up higher. The Anka reincarnation did actually come into play, allowing that Tauren chieftain to get to level 6. And then once true reincarnation is available for a Tauren chieftain at that stage in the game, well, he's pretty much indestructible. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.